Want to know more about site preps, permits, and timelines for metal buildings? Stick around, I'll show you guys. Alrighty, Pack. So here we're going to be building a tubular building. It's going to be a 24 wide, 42 long metal building. So it's a really nice, cool project just for his backyard. As you can see right now, we're still doing some work here on the concrete. We're out here doing just like a pre-inspection before we pour. It actually already got approved through the inspection of the city, which is what we're going to be talking about, permits. Okay. So if you're in the city, like typically like Euless, we do a lot in Flower Mound. So just within like city limits, a lot of times you're gonna need a permit, okay? And during those permit process, they're gonna ask for quite a couple things. Sometimes a site plan, engineer foundation plans, metal building plans, your deed, just to who's the owner. So those are typically, what they're gonna ask from you, and definitely, they wanna get paid, right? So a permit fees. For our case, we do actually help you with that process. We don't pay for the permits, those have to be paid by the client, but we do offer the service to pull permits. And that's what we did with our client here. So we help them to be able to pull permits. Now keep in mind that process can be a little long. Always, if you're like in this type of city, like city limits, just be aware that you could have to go through that process, and it's not just quick, let's go and build. Now, if you're in the wild, wild west of Texas where you just got a lot of land, well, hey, you can do whatever you want, right? So now, one thing I want to talk about is when you get a quote from, especially from us, I'm just going to explain our process, right? When you get a quote for, like, say, the foundation, the concrete foundation, and the metal building, that can be done, you can call us, we can give you an estimate. The only thing that we can't give on the phone is how much dirt we have to bring, the grading work, okay, the site prep. And so that is determined when we come to your site and look at your ground, okay? In this specific site, we have a lot of dirt that we had to bring, okay? Marketing helped me how much dirt we had to bring. But here, I'm gonna kind of explain to you guys how much dirt we had to bring and something for you to keep in mind, okay? So if you're right now thinking of building a metal building, if right now you're thinking about building a metal building, I would recommend to stand at the highest part. Over there, the grade goes down. So we're seeing it post before, like after the forms have already been set. But here you're gonna get the gist, because this is a really good point right here. So right here, the regular grade is right here, okay? So we're only like about 5 inches above grade, 5 to 6 inches, okay? So from here, we can walk around. Let's come out here. You can start seeing that the grade starts going down. Okay. Now we're about 12, 13 inches, okay? So each foundation has to have perimeter footings, okay? Those footings have to be minimum 12 inches, right? As the grade starts like sloping like this, we have to add extra concrete to make up for that the footers stay first, that the forms stay level, and that additional concrete has to be made up there. And we'll only know that until we do the site prep, okay? Not only that for extra concrete, but for extra dirt. So you can see here as we walk over here, the form boards start getting deeper and deeper, okay? So if you notice that the highest point, we were about 6 inches, the form was 6 inches above regular grade. Now we're about 24 to 25 inches. So we're really 20 inches more above that level. Like we had to, more concrete that has to be brought in for those deeper footings, and then definitely more dirt. That dirt, you probably don't see it out here because it's just going to be an exposed nice concrete, which we got a really nice board, but we have more dirt in here on top of this, and it has to be compacted and brought in small uplifts or lifts and be compacted. So a lot of dirt was brought in here, and this is an example of why sometimes you might get a project cost and then you're like, okay, well, how much site prep is going to be? Well, it really varies. We've had clients where it's really level, like you only need, 2 truckloads of dirt, $500, $700, and it doesn't take much. You're in and out, okay? Keep that in mind when you're talking about site prep. Another thing that we have to keep in mind is we're in this, city. It's very hard to get a concrete ready mix truck in here. So it can come up here and drop the concrete. So what do we have to do? We have to rent a pump, okay? That pump can cost from like $1,000 to $3,000. It just depends the length that we're gonna need, how big the slab is. And that pump basically is just like a hose, and it brings the dirt or the concrete from the road over here, okay? And a lot of times it's because there's no accessibility, but also to protect your driveway. So a lot of times the driveways are like 4-inch slabs. To put something that heavy like a ready mix truck that weighs, I think, like 30 tons or more, you're definitely gonna damage your slab. All right, guys, now we're gonna talk about timelines, okay? So I'm just gonna give you guys a specific example, like this specific project, okay? So this client, he bought in July 31st, okay? During the permitting process, we have no control, okay? So this project, I'm not sure exactly how long it's took in the permitting, but we do from 2 to 8 weeks. Especially here in Texas, there's a lot of people moving. There's a lot of movement going on. There's a lot of construction going on. Permitting process can take long depending the city, okay? So like, say you're in Dallas, it's definitely gonna take long. The permitting process for the city of Dallas is long, okay? Now, if you don't have any permits, just a small HOA, cool. It might be just a week or 2, okay? Maybe up to a month. But so far for this project, marketing, help me. How long has this taken? Now, from there, it goes through our processing department. Okay, our processing department, once the permitting comes back approved, there's typically restrictions, okay? So for example, you gotta be certain feet away from the fence, there's certain heights. Sometimes we gotta make adjustments after permitting to the building. Sometimes they don't allow you to do certain square footage. So that's what our processing department does. They grab that information, they put the whole project together, they analyze. Okay, does permitting have any restrictions? Okay, great. Now, we check, okay, does the construction make sense? Can we fit that door there? Do we need to build headers? Do we need to reinforce it because of the wind loads? So all those questions are being done in that process for us. For this specific project was 1 to 2 weeks, okay? Just to process that, make sure that we got everything lined up, okay? That also includes lining up our timelines for building, okay, with our teams. So that was 1 to 2 weeks, okay? Concrete, 1 to 3 weeks, okay? Keep in mind, this would require a lot of time, a lot of work, okay? In 1 to 3 weeks, we're saying that we're gonna be building it within that time frame, okay? So for example, here for our client, we said we're gonna start on October 8th to October 29th. What day are we in today? Help me out. The 11th. Okay, we're ahead of schedule. We started right away. So we still got till the October 29th to actually even finish the project, but we already got inspection approved. So under promising, over delivering, I guess we're doing that here. It doesn't always happen, but we're doing it here, okay? We try to do it all the time, but so we still got some time. Once it's poured, then we go into building, okay? In building right now, we have timeline of 4 to 6 weeks, might be even a lot sooner. So to me, this project, we're gonna finish pretty soon, but we actually give our clients a timeline, best scenario, worst case scenario. So best scenario, again, we got the building, then we got some accessories. So I need to check what accessories that are after the metal building. Typically those are like spray foam, overhead doors, gutters. So those are typically accessories that come after we built the building. So that's what accessories is. Earliest completion date, November 12th, okay? About a month from now. Latest completion date, December 13th. And we do provide that timeline. But do keep in mind, this is the highest season, the busiest season of the year. So timelines are typically extended, but it's something for you to kind of just get the gist that it depends on your project how long it can take. For me, I'm surprised that we got this pretty ahead because there's a lot of grading that had to be done, a lot of form preparation, and you know, this will take a little bit longer in the process for concrete. Sometimes there's just concrete that is just very nice and smooth. But alrighty guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope this was educational for you guys. And if you have any questions, leave them in the comments. We'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.